Hello everyone and welcome to this week's preview. It's a massive Saturday of Group 1s, the All-Star Mile and Newmarket Handicap at Flemington, the Randwick Guineas in Sydney, the Canterbury Stakes in Sydney, racing heads to the Valley on Friday night. We've got Murray Bridge on Saturday. Obviously all the Queensland meetings are abandoned this weekend due to Alfred in the area. So for all my Queensland viewers affected by Alfred, I hope you stay safe. Just want to make a couple of announcements before we get on to the tips. Obviously, this will be the last chance to join up the AFL tipping comp. If you think you're better than me, then join up this comp and we'll find out. 6C453W4U is the code, very catchy. And I just want to make a mention of last week, the Australian Guineas, when we looked at prior history, this was the final score tally for each of the horses. Angel Capital was scratched, which left Savagli and Feroce, both double figures, both on top with 4 points, and they've run first and second. The Quinellas paid $70, so the history has shown that it works, I guess, and we're going to do the same again this week for the Newmarket Handicap, so stay tuned for that. Now on to the tips. Starting off at the Valley in race 3, I like horse number 8, She Hung the Moon, 3 units the win at 340. This was her last start win at Kyneton in a fillies and mares maiden. Obviously a weaker class and all that, but did it oh so easily this day. Won by 6 lengths and was barely touched in the straight. Had a $1.50 SP, so the market expected it to do what it did here. Well bred, I'm Invincible out of a Great Britain mare. 3-year-old filly should go forward from gate 4. Ben Mellon takes the ride, so a senior jockey has been booked this start, and this race doesn't look like there's too many progressive superstars in it. There's some handy fillies, but I think She Hung the Moon's on the way up and is a good chance in race 3. In the very next race, I like number 1, Close to Midnight, 2 units the win at $4.20. This was his last start. Flemington jump out, last Flemington jump out behind Arkansas Kid at Flemington, who goes around in the Newmarket Handicap. This horse has had 4 starts in his career. His first 2 starts were good. He won his maiden, then he ran third behind Aldolfido and Manolo Bling at Sandown before 2 end of prep runs. Now it's fresh. It's won fresh before, which I like. From gate 6 around the Valley, should roll forward, either settle in the lead or outside the leader. I am picturing in my head and on the speed map that I've got, I hope it is either leading or outside the leader. Around the Valley, that's good. Also well bred like a last one, I'm Invincible out of Thrillster, who was a really good horse for Rosemont, really good mare. I think this horse is one of the best horses in the race and can put his best foot forward on Friday night, and if it wins, I'll be going to bed close to midnight. Now moving on to Flemington in race 1, I'm in the corner of horse number 2, Gallant Son, 3.5 units to win at $2.70. This was his last Pakenham jump out, winning this oh so easily. Was under riding, but clearly responded and won this by about 3 lengths. Damien Lane jumps on Saturday, and he's in form at the moment. Blinkers off, nose roll on, just a classic Peter Moody gear change. Last time it was first up, it finished second behind Stolly Bolly at the Valley, and Stolly Bolly was low flying at that stage. Its first ever start, it was first up, it won by 6 lengths, and that was a very good performance. Only finished 2 lengths off Lofty Arch last start as well at some point in the Gothic Stakes, starting favourite on that day, so it's clearly shown ability. The only query I've got is that it's unproven down the straight, but from gate 2 should blaze the trail over the 1100 metres and looks one of the classiest horses in the race. I'm with Gallant Son. Race 5, the Group 2 Size Produce, I'm with Vinrock for Matt Laurie and Mark Zara, 2 units to the win at $4.20. This was his first up debut win at Pakenham, 2-year-old maiden, 1200 metres. I thought it about the 300 metres. He came under pressure and I thought would fade, but really kicked back late, showing that it excels at 1200 metres and is probably looking for the 1400 metres now. Reminds me a bit of V8. V8 won his maiden at Pakenham by about 6 lengths. Vinrock won his maiden by 3 lengths, so there's a bit of a difference there, but still, they were both very impressive on debut, and V8 came out and won the Size Produce. Vinrock looks to get a perfect run from gate number 5. Mark Zara retains the ride. This horse looks very progressive, and I'm happy to have him on Saturday. This is the first time this year that I've had units on a horse in a Group 1, and from what I've seen so far, it's the horse that everyone's been potting. Number 4, Another Will. This was his first up run and win in the CF4 Stakes, defeating Mr. Brightside. Now, I know Mr. Brightside had to do the early work, got outside the leader. Another Will had the PR, got off its back and ran through the line well, but Another Will really stamped himself this day as a weight for age sort of 14 to 1600 metre horse that will be hard to beat in the future. Went past Mr. Brightside, not many other horses can do that. Everyone will be complaining about Gate 1 again. He's only really had Gate 1 and a bit of problems in 3 starts. 2 of them he's won in the Testarossa at Caulfield on Derby Day when he flopped the inside and beat subsequent Group 1 winner Jimmy Starr, and the Toorak Handicap where he pushed up to lead. He won't be doing that. He'll be box seating behind Rise at Dawn. The long Flemington straight combined with 1600 metres I think is ideal. I just think he's had 14 starts compared to a horse like Mr. Brightside who's had 42. We know Mr. Brightside's ceiling. We don't know another Will's ceiling. I reckon he could just come out and flog them on Saturday. Tom Kitten's another one that's on the way up and is a danger, but another Will for me in the All-Star Mile. In race 8, the Guineas Stakes, I agree that Treasure the Moment is going to be very hard to beat, but I thought the market was a little bit disrespectful towards Scylla Cap. This was her first up win in the Desirable Stakes at Flemington. Now, this race didn't rate too well. However, it was a bit of a sit and sprint, and I thought Scylla Cap did well from third last to pick them all up and win. I think the start up to the 1600 metres looks ideal for this daughter of Written Tycoon. She won over 1500 metres, running through the line very well. Last preparation at Caulfield. Although I'd probably, if I had to pick one just to say who the most likely winner is, would be Treasure the Moment. However, Scylla Cap at $7.50, 1600 metres, long Flemington straight, Craig Williams sticks. I just think it's got to be worth something. Race 9, the Group 1 Newmarket Handicap over 1200 metres. Very open as it always is. Jolie Star, the $6 favourite. Growing Empire is at $7.50. Those are the 2 favourites. Longer odds the rest. Let's get on with the history. So this is the field, obviously. The first bit of history is 10 out of the last 10 Newmarket Handicap winners have been first to third up in their preparations. So we cross off one there in It's Our Time, who is a straight specialist but might find Group 1 level a little bit challenging. The second bit of history is that 10 out of the last 10 Newmarket Handicap winners have finished within 3 lengths of the winner in their last start runs. So out goes Growing Empire, Ostraka, Sharippa, Superazi and Espionage. The next one is 9 out of the last 10 Newmarket Handicap winners have had a jockey change from their last start into the Newmarket. So out goes Ray Magnerio, Stretton Angels out, Headwalls out, and I think that's about it. So pretty much from 6 to 14, those horses have been scratched. And then this is very easy to narrow it down because 8 out of the last 10 Newmarket Handicap winners have carried less than 54 kilos. So out goes Benedetta, Mahaba, Arkansas Kid, Buenas Noches, and Jolie Star. And we are left with Gatsby's. Gatsby's is the only horse on 4 points. There's a lot of horses on 3. Growing Empire is the lowest on 1. I will stress with Gatsby's though, there's been 5 out of the last 10 Newmarket Handicap winners have been a 3-year-old, so that's good for Gatsby's. All of those 3-year-olds ran in the Coolmore Stud Stakes in their last preparation, which is good for Gatsby's. However, all 5 of them SP'd $5 or shorter in the Coolmore Stud Stakes, whereas Gatsby's SP'd at $26. So Gatsby's might not be good enough to win the Newmarket Handicap yet. We'll have to see. But if history repeats, Gatsby's will be winning the Newmarket Handicap. It's that time of the week. It's Last Man Standing. And for the first time in probably ever, I was the only one last week to make a profit on turnover, so I'm quite happy about that. But enough about me. Let's get on to what our leader, Sharon, is doing at the moment. 10 the win, 10 the place on both Duke de Sessa and Enriched. 5 the win, 10 the place on Ghetto Superstar, Tycoon Star, Ray Magnerio, and Commemorative. Vinny's going to have 100 the win on My Temptation at Flemington. Bit of a spoiler alert for my tips in Murray Bridge. Bakil, 100 the win for me. Then we move on to Nikki. I Am Me, 30 the win. Commemorative, 30 the win. 25 the win on Tom Kitten. And then a $15 all up. Evaporate, Woderton, and Treasure the Moment. And Sky High Horse Racing is having a $100 win all up. Mr. Brightside into Treasure the Moment. That's what we're doing for Last Man Standing this week. Race 1 at Randwick is the midway. And I've got 1 unit the win on number 12, Burn and Win, at $8. This was his last start win at Nowra in a Class Class 1 over 1600 metres. It was a half a length win on this occasion for this horse. Came from last to first to win, had a strong SP, so I think this horse is better than Class 1 level. Obviously a big step up to a benchmark 72 midway at Randwick, but I love backing 3-year-olds in these highway midway races because they're just on the way up and we don't know what their ceiling is yet. Probably a bit similar to another Will. We don't really know how good they're going to be yet. From gate 2 I'm hoping it can step away a little bit better than what it has been doing and can set a little bit closer. We'll need some luck from gate 2, but in Tom Sherry we trust. I'm with Burn and Win. In race 3, it's a Group 2 for 2-year-old fillies. I'm with an unraced horse called Nullarbor Jane, and this was her last start trial win at Randwick over 1,050 metres. I like the early speed it showed. I like how it held them all at bay in the trial whilst being put under pressure, showing that they want it to be forward and race ready for its debut assignment on Saturday. I think from gate 12, I'm envisaging it settles OSL or in the lead. I think it's got good early speed from gate 12. The only query is that gate, and if it gets trapped 3 wide, no cover, it's probably see you later and it'll finish out the back. However, if it gets OSL or in the lead, I reckon it's a big chance. I think we're getting a good price about it because it's unraced. John Sargent, very good trainer. Timmy Clark, good rider of front runners. So I'm hoping Nullarbor Jane can show them all up in race number 3. The first of the Group 1s is the Randwick Guineas at Randwick. And I think broadsiding is short enough. I wouldn't be backing him at those odds. Personally, I'd be looking at horses like Aliana or Linebacker. I think Linebacker, third up to the 1600 metres, is ready to show his best. He would be my bet in the race if I had to have one, but I'm not. And then the Canterbury Stakes is race number 8. Looking at this race, for an on-top selection, I couldn't go past Magic Time. Very impressed with her first up win in the Expressway Stakes. From gate 6, she'll get a good run midfield up to the 1300 metres. Suits Geordie Child Sticks. Magic Time would be my tip in the Canterbury Stakes. In the last at Randwick, I have landed on horse number 8. She's an A-lister. Won you the win at $6. This was her last start run at Rose Hill in a benchmark 94 over 1100 metres. Against the boys, I thought was very good late. Looking for the 1200 metres. Draws gate 9 on Saturday, which might not be too bad come the last race of the day. She's back at Randwick where she's won 3 from 5 starts. She had a good strong SP on this occasion, the well-backed $3 favourite. Now we're getting $6 about her. Back to mare's grade, 53.5 kilos. I'm confident that she's an A-lister, can get us out at Randwick. 3 to come at Murray Bridge. The first one is race 3, number 5, Secret Wonder. This was his last start run at Morphettville on the Parks track in the same class and distance as what he faces on Saturday. Now, he has a strong SP of $3.60 on this occasion and got beaten 4 lengths. It wasn't the best run. However, I like the gear changes that the Richard and Chantal Jolly team have made to this horse. Blinkers first time, earmuffs first time. The winkers and the earmuffs pre-race come off. So I think this horse will get a real spark up from that. From gate 10, we'll roll across, hopefully settle outside the leader, just like he did on this occasion. And I think Secret Wonder is ready to break the maiden with those gear changes. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Bakil. And yes, you're reading that right. 10 units the win on at $1.50. I'm very confident this horse will be winning on Saturday. This was his most recent win at Morphettville in a 0 to 68. Over 1,200 metres, where he settled 4 wide no cover and still won by 2 lengths. Very hard horse to handicap in terms of a rating, coming across from Singapore, but he was given a rating of, I think, about 68, and it was clearly the wrong rating because he's clearly better than this company. Now drops down 1.5 kilos to run in a benchmark 76, which isn't that much stronger. From gate 4, gets a perfect run midfield off the inside. This horse should be winning again. It's almost free money. We're going to get out at Murray Bridge in the last race 10, number 13, Bouncing Beyond. 1.5 units to win on this horse at $4.80 currently. This was his last start win at Strathalbyn in a 3-year-old nut maiden over 1,200 metres. This is only a 0 to 62 on Saturday, so it's pretty much a country race anyway, so I don't see the step up in class to be much of a question mark. This horse likes to settle around midfield, has got gate 1, so Stubby Holder's going to need to find a bit of luck, but gets the blinkers on for the first time, which I think should improve it a couple of lengths, and it impressed me with this win at Strathalbyn. So I'm hoping it can go on with the job, make it 2 in a row, and get us out at Murray Bridge on Saturday. Now it's time for Let It Ride. Mullane got the job done last week, so now we've got 1,250 to throw on something this weekend. And with the power of Trotter, Bakil the win. I was going to go the place, but I thought, nah, $1.04, $1.03, whatever it's paying, it's just too easy. So going at the win, if it wins, probably something like 18.75 back or something like that, which will do. I'm very confident on Bakil this weekend, and if it gets beaten, I'm going to look pretty stupid. Thank you everyone for watching my preview for this weekend's racing. Hopefully you guys back a winner. Hopefully I make a profit this week for the first time since maybe the 1st of Feb or something like that. So hopefully that can happen. Bakil, hopefully it can win. It's the make or break of the Saturday. Bakil, 10 units the win. That is a lot for my standards. Thanks everyone for watching again, and until next week's preview, bye for now.